Welcome to the Stoic Spirit. Today, we're exploring a topic that often slips under the radar for many men, understanding how women show they want to be closer to you. Women tend to communicate their feelings in subtle, non-verbal ways. The key is learning to recognize these gentle hints. Once you can, you'll know when someone's truly interested in building a deeper connection. In this video, we'll reveal 7 important signs that she's drawn to you. These insights are inspired by Stoic principles, designed to help you stay composed, confident, and self-aware in your relationships. Stick around until the end to grasp all these signals and take your connections to the next level. Now, let's talk about those subtle cues. Sometimes, understanding how a woman feels can feel like solving a puzzle without all the pieces. But the truth is, when a woman wants to be closer to you, her actions will often speak louder than her words. The way she leans in when you talk, how she gently touches your arm, or how she locks eyes with you just a little longer than usual, these aren't just random moments. They're quiet signs that she's interested. Peter Drucker once said, "The most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said." This rings especially true when it comes to relationships. By paying attention to these non-verbal cues, you'll gain a deeper understanding of her feelings. These subtle moments carry meaning, and learning to read them can build trust and connection in ways that words sometimes cannot. So, how can you use this knowledge? First, remain calm and observant. Don't overthink or rush. Stoic wisdom teaches us to stay grounded and patient. Confidence comes not from forcing a connection, but from recognizing what's already there. If you notice these behaviors, respond with warmth and understanding. Let the connection grow naturally. Relationships are built on moments of shared understanding, spoken and unspoken. By honing your awareness of these subtle signs, you'll foster stronger, more meaningful bonds with those who truly matter. Let's begin the journey of understanding these quiet yet powerful signals. After all, sometimes the most profound conversations happen without a single word. Number 1. Share a warm smile. Imagine this. A woman glances your way and gives you a soft, genuine smile while slightly tilting her head to the side. Seems like a small gesture, right? But in reality, it's saying so much more than words ever could. That simple tilt isn't random. It's a powerful signal of comfort and trust. She's letting you know, without even speaking, that she's curious about you and feels safe in your presence. Think about the neck, one of the most vulnerable parts of the body. By exposing it in this way, she's unconsciously lowering her guard. It's like her body is whispering, "I trust you." Evolutionary psychology backs this up. Revealing sensitive areas like the neck is often a sign of comfort, trust, and even attraction. You've probably noticed how, when people feel at ease around each other, their body language naturally syncs. Maybe you've caught yourself tilting your head slightly in return without even realizing it. This is part of what's known as the chameleon effect. We subconsciously mirror those we're drawn to. But let's go back to that smile, the one that reaches all the way to her eyes. That's not the polite surface-level smile you might see in passing at work. No, this one is genuine. It radiates warmth and sincerity, sending a clear message. "I enjoy being here with you." When her smile is paired with that subtle head tilt, the connection deepens. It's like her body language is inviting you in, encouraging you to come a little closer, both emotionally and physically. Ask yourself, would she be so open if she didn't care at all? Probably not. Psychologists refer to this blend of gestures as part of the contagion effect. Positive body language, like smiling and relaxed posture, has a ripple effect. It makes the other person, that's you, feel more at ease too. When you see her smile and notice the warmth in her eyes, your brain interprets it as a cue to relax and trust her. This feedback loop can spark a sense of mutual attraction, creating a moment where both of you feel in sync. And here's a little secret. If that smile is accompanied by prolonged eye contact, it's an even stronger signal of interest. Holding someone's gaze for just a few seconds longer than usual can trigger the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It's the same hormone that deepens emotional connections between loved ones. When she meets your eyes and holds that gaze while smiling, she's communicating something significant without saying a word. Have you ever been in a situation like that? Maybe you were sitting at a coffee shop and across the room you caught someone's eye. You exchanged glances and then she tilted her head ever so slightly, smiled, and held your gaze just a little longer than expected. Suddenly, she didn't feel like a stranger anymore. In that moment, something shifted. Science tells us that holding eye contact for over 3 seconds can be enough to spark feelings of attraction. It's as if her eyes are gently challenging you, asking, "Are you going to make the next move?" These quiet, unspoken moments carry incredible power. Often, attraction isn't about grand gestures or flowery words. It's in these subtle signs, head tilts, warm smiles, lingering glances, that curiosity and connection quietly bloom. So, next time you find yourself in a moment like this, pay attention. If she smiles, tilts her head, and holds your gaze, don't just sit there wondering what it means. Trust the moment. Maybe it's time to smile back, lean in a little closer, and take that step toward connection. After all, as Dale Carnegie wisely said, a smile is a curve that sets everything straight. In this case, it might just be the curve that leads to something extraordinary. Number 2, emotional space. Picture this. You're sitting at a cozy cafe, and even though there's plenty of room, she quietly slides her chair a little closer to yours. Or maybe you're both waiting in line somewhere, and instead of keeping the usual polite distance, she stands just near enough for you to feel her presence. These subtle shifts in space may seem small, but they carry a lot of meaning. It's her quiet way of feeling things out, testing whether you're open to the same connection she's interested in. Have you ever noticed how she might lean in when you're talking? It's not just to hear you better. That slight forward tilt of her body shows she's engaged. She's curious, comfortable, and perhaps unconsciously signaling that she's open to closing the distance between you both. You see, proximity is more than just physical. It's emotional too. When someone moves closer without needing to, it's like an unspoken invitation into their personal space. It's her way of saying, "I feel drawn to you." Maybe it's a subtle shift in her seat, or standing a few inches closer than what's socially expected. Psychologists refer to this as proxemics, the study of how humans use space to communicate. We all instinctively create boundaries with the people around us based on how comfortable we feel. For example, the space within about 18 inches around us is often reserved for those we trust or feel emotionally connected to. So when a woman steps into that zone, it's rarely by accident. Then there's the touch, a light, seemingly casual brush against your arm, or a gentle tap on your shoulder. It might feel incidental, but it's not. These small gestures are deliberate. They're subtle bridges she's building to gauge your reaction. It's her way of seeing how you respond to being close, both physically and emotionally. Albert Mehrabian, a renowned psychologist, once said, "The way we communicate with others and ourselves ultimately determines the quality of our lives." And that's especially true in moments like these. So, how do you respond when she steps into your space? Do you notice her cues, the way she leans in, the way she laughs, and the way she might softly touch your arm? The key is to be aware of these signals and reflect them back. Lean in slightly when she does. Let your body mirror hers. This silent, almost instinctive dance is what tells you both that you're on the same wavelength. Without a single word, these small movements communicate something big. I'm interested too. When she moves closer, it's not just about reducing physical distance. It's about narrowing the emotional gap as well. These quiet moments create a space where connection can bloom naturally. By tuning into her gestures and responding in kind, you open the door for something deeper, something built on mutual understanding and trust. So next time you're in a moment like this, pay attention to the little things, the closeness, the gentle touch, the leaning in. They're not random. They're her way of inviting you to connect. And sometimes those unspoken invitations say more than words ever could. Number 3, the power of mirroring. Isn't it fascinating how, when we feel connected to someone, we often find ourselves moving in sync with them? It's as if both bodies are engaged in a silent, almost magical dance. Psychologists call this the chameleon effect. It's not something you think about. It's something that happens instinctively, as though the universe itself is orchestrating the rhythm. Neuroscience explains that our mirror neurons activate when we see someone we're attracted to or intrigued by. These neurons prompt us to unconsciously mimic the other person's movements. So, when a woman starts to reflect your gestures, leaning in when you do, raising her hand when you raise yours, nodding when you nod, her body is quietly saying, "I resonate with you." Women naturally do this when they feel comfortable and drawn to someone. It's their way of sending an invisible signal. Hey, we're in sync. You'll notice her movements harmonizing with yours, subtly matching your energy, as though she's in tune with the same rhythm. And let me tell you, when she mirrors you like this, it's a strong indication that she wants to get closer, emotionally and perhaps even physically. But there's more to mirroring than just attraction. It's a sign of trust. Think of it as a wordless dance of mutual respect, where both partners instinctively know their steps. Her gestures align with yours. Even her tone of voice might soften or rise to match yours. It's her way of saying, "I understand you. I feel connected to you." This isn't just adult behavior. It's deeply rooted in human nature. Even infants mirror the facial expressions of their carers. It's how they form bonds of trust and connection early in life. In the same way, when a woman mirrors your body language, it's like a silent declaration of comfort and alignment. Remember what Theodore Roosevelt once said, "People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care." Her mirroring is a quiet testament to how much she values the connection between you two. It's not just about copying movements, it's about energy. If you carry yourself with calm confidence, she might reflect that back to you. Confidence, after all, is magnetic. And it doesn't stop at body language. If your voice is gentle and relaxed, you may notice her tone softening to match yours. If you're animated and enthusiastic, her energy may rise to meet you there. This emotional resonance deepens the connection between you both, making each other feel seen and understood on a level that words often can't reach. Why does this matter? Because mirroring helps build trust, intimacy, and understanding, three essential pillars of genuine attraction. When a woman mirrors your actions and energy, she's signaling that she feels safe and comfortable with you emotionally. This is the foundation on which deeper attraction can grow. So, pay attention to these moments. When you notice her leaning in, matching your posture, or mirroring your tone, embrace it. It's her way of saying, "I want to understand you. I feel a connection with you." This subtle dance of synchronization creates a powerful bond, one that strengthens with each mirrored movement and shared moment of energy. It's like sparks of connection igniting, one synchronized gesture at a time. Number 4. The spark of touch. Sometimes the smallest touches carry the biggest messages. Imagine a woman gently brushing your arm as she talks, or placing her hand on your shoulder while sharing a laugh. Maybe she hands you something, and her fingers linger on yours just a moment longer than necessary. These gestures may seem casual, almost accidental, but they're often intentional, subtle ways of exploring connection. Touch is one of the most powerful non-verbal cues we have. It's a quiet yet potent way of expressing interest and fostering emotional closeness. Research shows that even the slightest touch can influence how relationships form and deepen. This isn't just psychological, it's also chemical. When someone touches you, your body may release oxytocin, sometimes called the love hormone. This hormone promotes feelings of trust, bonding, and intimacy. Think about it. When she leans in and lightly touches your arm, what's your immediate reaction? Do you feel a spark of awareness? Does her presence become more vivid to you? These small, deliberate gestures can shift the emotional energy between you, subtly inviting a deeper connection. The beauty of touch lies in its ability to strengthen bonds without words. A simple act, guiding her gently through a crowded space with your hand on her back, or sharing a warm hug when greeting her, can create a moment of trust and comfort. It's a gesture that says, "I'm here, I see you, I care." Playful touches also carry weight in building intimacy. Think of those light-hearted moments. She nudges you with her shoulder while laughing, or playfully taps your arm after a joke. These touches do more than create physical closeness. They spark shared joy and leave a lasting impression. They help transform ordinary interactions into memorable, meaningful moments. As Tony Robbins once said, "The only limit to your impact is your imagination and commitment." In relationships, that impact is often expressed through small, consistent actions, like touch, that communicate warmth and interest. When a woman reaches out, she's often offering more than a casual gesture. She's inviting you into a deeper emotional space, testing how open and responsive you are. However, to fully experience this connection, you need to embrace a certain level of vulnerability. It's easy to stay guarded, especially in a world where so much communication happens digitally. But real attraction, real connection, thrives in the physical realm. By being open to these small moments of touch, you create opportunities to strengthen emotional intimacy. So, the next time she touches your arm, playfully nudges you, or holds your gaze while handing you something, pay attention. See it for what it is, an invitation to engage more deeply, to explore the bond that's forming between you. Touch isn't just a physical sensation, it's a powerful way of saying, "I want to connect." Lean into these moments. They have the potential to lead you on a journey of closeness and understanding that transcends words. Let each touch, each spark, guide you towards something meaningful, something real. Number 5. The power of lingering moments. You've just had a conversation with a woman, and as things wrap up, something interesting happens. She doesn't walk away. Instead, she lingers. Maybe she keeps the conversation going with a light-hearted comment, or simply stays nearby, as if there's more to say or experience. Now, this might seem subtle, but make no mistake, this is often a strong signal of interest. When someone enjoys your presence, they naturally want to extend the interaction. It's not just coincidence. On a deeper level, it's her way of saying she values your company and wants to connect further. Think about it. When we feel drawn to someone, we don't rush to leave. We lean in, literally and figuratively. It could be her laughing a little longer at your jokes, holding your gaze, or even stepping slightly closer while you speak. These small actions speak volumes. They're non-verbal cues that she feels comfortable and wants to build a stronger connection with you. Relationships, whether romantic or platonic, thrive on shared experiences. Spending time together, doing something simple like walking, cooking, or even discovering a new cafe, creates memories that form a bond. These moments give you both stories to look back on, making future conversations richer and more meaningful. People often show interest by wanting to spend more time together, even if it's just a few extra minutes of conversation. But how can you make the most of these moments when someone lingers? It's all about being present and responsive. First, pay attention. If she's hanging around, don't let the opportunity slip by. Keep the conversation alive by asking something personal yet light-hearted. For example, you mentioned you love to travel. What's been your favorite destination so far? This shows genuine curiosity and allows her to open up about something she cares about. If things feel natural, you can take it a step further. Suggest something spontaneous like, "Hey, I know a great spot nearby. How about we grab a coffee and keep chatting?" This not only shows confidence, but also indicates that you're interested in spending more quality time with her. Body language plays a huge role in understanding interest. If she's facing you, holding eye contact, and maintaining an open posture, these are all good signs. On the flip side, if she's distracted, checking her phone or scanning the room, she might not be as engaged. Paying attention to these cues can guide you in deciding your next move. As renowned psychologist Albert Mehrabian once noted, 93% of communication is nonverbal. That means her actions often say more than her words ever could. If she seems a bit hesitant, don't rush. Patience is key. Allow the conversation to flow naturally. The best connections are built on ease and comfort, not pressure. Let her feel safe and understood. When someone feels truly seen, trust and emotional intimacy follow. Neuroscience shows that when people experience empathy and connection, the brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. In those lingering moments, your presence and attention can create this deeper sense of connection. So, how can you tap into this? Focus on listening, not just waiting for your turn to speak. Pay attention to her words, her tone, and her body language. Let her know that her thoughts matter to you. Remember, meaningful connections aren't built overnight. They unfold through a series of genuine, thoughtful interactions. Each moment you share lays another brick in the foundation of trust and closeness. When she lingers after a conversation, it's a golden opportunity. Don't rush it. Be patient. Savor the moment. Sometimes, the most powerful connections begin with a simple desire to stay a little longer and enjoy each other's company. 6. She reveals vulnerability to seek connection. Have you ever noticed a woman absent-mindedly touching her neck or adjusting her jewelry during a conversation? At first glance, it may seem like an innocent habit. However, these subtle gestures hold deeper significance. When she lightly grazes her collarbone or fiddles with a necklace, she's quietly expressing attraction and vulnerability. You see, the neck is one of the body's most delicate areas, and drawing attention to it, even without realizing it, can signal openness to intimacy. It's as if she's saying, "I'm drawn to you, but I feel a bit nervous too." This delicate dance between excitement and unease often plays out through small, instinctive movements. Another common sign is when she adjusts her clothes or accessories in your presence. It might seem like simple fidgeting, but it's more than that. It's her way of presenting the best version of herself, a subtle attempt to capture your attention. Attraction naturally makes us want to put our best foot forward. These quiet signals often go unnoticed, but carry a wealth of meaning. So, how should you respond? Start by mirroring her body language. If she leans forward slightly, you can gently do the same. If she touches her necklace, compliment it. Something simple like, "That's a beautiful necklace," can go a long way. These small actions help build rapport and deepen the connection between you both. These aren't just nervous tics. They're part of a silent conversation happening beneath the surface. Understanding this language is crucial for nurturing relationships. For example, when she adjusts her outfit, she's not just fixing her appearance. Subconsciously, she's acknowledging how much your perception of her matters. Self-presentation plays a vital role in attraction, rooted in evolutionary psychology. Women may instinctively highlight vulnerable areas like the neck to convey trust and openness towards someone they find compelling. This unspoken vulnerability creates a bridge of empathy, forming a connection that words alone might struggle to achieve. In the dance of attraction, it's these quiet, emotional cues that leave a lasting impression. When we become attuned to this non-verbal dialogue, we gain a deeper appreciation for the ways we connect with others, through subtle glances, delicate movements, and the silent language of the heart. 7. The art of subtle flirting. Flirting isn't always about grand gestures. Sometimes it's the quiet, non-verbal signals that carry the most meaning. When a woman is attracted to someone, her actions weave together a mix of curiosity, playfulness, and quiet confidence. Take the classic gesture of playing with her hair, for example. If she gently twirls a strand around her finger while maintaining eye contact, it's more than just a nervous habit. This simple action serves two purposes. It soothes her internal tension and simultaneously captures your attention. It's like an unspoken invitation saying, "Notice me." In this moment, she's balancing vulnerability and confidence. A delicate dance that invites you to engage without a single word being spoken. This gesture becomes even more telling when paired with direct eye contact. It's a strong, universally recognized flirtation signal. It's her subtle way of saying, "I'm interested. Are you?" But don't be too quick to interpret every small action as a definitive sign. There's more at play here than superficial attraction. You see, flirting is often part of a broader emotional strategy. She may be testing the waters, gauging your responses, and evaluating your interest. It's not about mind games. It's about curiosity and discovery. In these moments, how you respond matters. So, what should you do when faced with these subtle signals? First, remain calm and observant. You don't need to overthink every move. Instead, approach the situation with sincere curiosity and warmth. Compliments can be effective, but only if they come from a place of authenticity. Avoid laying on too much flattery early on. It might come across as trying too hard. Focus on something you genuinely admire about her. Maybe it's her positive attitude, her thoughtful perspective, or her sense of humor. For example, you might say, "I really admire how you always stay so upbeat," or "That was a really insightful comment you made earlier." These kinds of compliments show that you're paying attention to more than just her appearance. If the interaction continues positively, if she maintains eye contact, laughs at your jokes, or keeps the conversation flowing, consider suggesting a simple, low-pressure outing. Something casual like, "Hey, I'd love to grab a coffee with you sometime," works wonders. As the American author Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm." Embrace that enthusiasm, but stay grounded. Genuine connections flourish when we balance warmth and composure. In summary, recognizing and understanding these subtle cues can make all the difference. Consistent eye contact, a playful touch of the hair, finding reasons to be near you, and engaging in deeper conversations. These are all signs that she's comfortable with you and interested in taking things further. However, always remember that confidence and self-respect are key when navigating relationships. Approach each interaction with calm observation and mutual respect. The principles of Stoicism teach us to stay present, grounded, and true to ourselves. Relationships built on these foundations are the ones that endure. Thank you for watching today's video on the 7 signs that a woman may want you closer. By learning to recognize these subtle gestures, you'll better understand her intentions and foster genuine, meaningful connections. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future insights like these. Stay mindful, stay confident, and we'll see you in the next video.